Hello everyone and welcome to the Crypto Nutrition YouTube channel, bringing you digestible crypto nutrition. Today's video is going to be about Apollo, as requested by one of our subscribers. Kanda, our 82nd subscriber, asked me to look into TRX and APL. So I've gone with APL because it's slightly lower cap, and TRX is obviously one of the big players. I think it's top 20. So there's a lot of information out there already, but APL, there's not much out there. So I wanted to cover this and try and make sense of it for you. Another quick shout out to everyone else who subscribed to the channel. I mean, anyone who was here 2-3 days ago, it was like 30 subscribers, and now we're on 114 subscribers, and like, I can't believe it. So thank you guys so much. And if you're new here, please do hit that subscribe button, hit those bell notifications, hit that like button if you do like the content and you do want to see more. That's a really simple, cheap and easy way to support the channel. Last person I want to shout out is Nat Bush for hooking me up with the two-tone bandana. Pretty sweet. And Ollie, who commented saying he wanted me to wear a different bandana every coin I covered. I'll do my best, Ollie, but hopefully there won't be enough bandanas in the world, because I'm going to keep covering coins until I'm blue and green two-tone in the face. So without further ado, it's over to the desktop. So guys, I wanted to give a quick disclaimer before I start covering Apollo. This is huge. It's taken me, out of every coin I've covered and looked at, it's taken me the longest to really get my head around. There's so much to it. It's such an ambitious project, and I'm going to try and cover it the best way I can. I will definitely be missing stuff out here for sure. So if you are an Apollo holder and you've been around watching these guys for a while, please do fill us all in on what I've missed, or if I get anything wrong. All open here for feedback and learning more from each other. This is what the community is all about. So Apollo primarily is a fintech company. Now, if we just have a quick look at fintech companies across the globe, the top fintech company, Ant Financial, a Chinese company, is $150 billion. Second in line is Stripe at $36 billion. That just shows you the size of Ant, doesn't it? Look, 5x on their next competitor, 4x, whatever it is. Adyen, 22 billion, Paytm, Coinbase, big up the crypto, Robinhood, Square, Chime, and you can follow this list back, but fintech is huge at the moment and it's not going anywhere. So Apollo, in a lot of ways, are trying to grab a slice of this market, except the only way I can describe Apollo is fintech on steroids. So Apollo currency has accomplished its goal to be the world's fastest cryptocurrency. So they already are the fastest. They have a sustainable blockchain and one of the most feature-rich products. One of their goals is about mass adoption, so trying to get this to everyone in the world. We'll see the way that they work with Africa. So they're really trying to bust through the blockers for mass adoption and usability globally. And they're doing that through a number of mass adoption technologies, which we'll go into shortly. So Apollo FinTech's vision is to provide every mainstream feature on one sustainable platform. They've really given themselves a job here. I'll tell you that. They've given themselves a job here. It's a job for me to understand what it is that they do, but that won't stop us. We will get to the bottom of this together. So they have a Apollo currency explainer here. I recommend you go through that. I had to watch it 4 times minimum, 5 times to try and get my head around it. And I'll try and again put it in a way that's easier to understand than how they put forward. So what are the benefits of Apollo? So firstly, they're the first blockchain to implement sharding. So what's sharding, you might ask? And just to package that up and put it as simply as possible. So traditionally blockchains use consensus algorithms. On consensus algorithms, each node has to process the entire load of the block. So this uses storage and CPU. Sharding essentially spreads this across multiple nodes so that no single node has to process the entire load. Does that make sense? It essentially just takes pressure off each node on the blockchain. So that makes everything quicker, basically. It's much more efficient, and they were the first ones to introduce sharding within blockchain. They're the world's fastest cryptocurrency. So as a result of that, they've managed to increase their transaction times to 2 seconds per transaction, which is incredible. They claim to have the most features and mass adoption use cases. So we'll go on to look at how they are looking to tackle governments, global financial systems, even social media. So Let's take a look at some of these mass adoption use cases. So the first one is their national payment platform. So this is how they propose to power economies. So you can receive and send money through, whether it's your wage or whether it's through purchasing, through their national payment platform. And on Knox World Pay, as they essentially expand this to be global payment systems, they claim that all barriers to mass adoption are broken down by utilizing technology such as offline SMS and a global network of agents and sub-agents, allowing even the most remote sub-Saharan villages access to blockchain technology and banking services. That's incredible. So what they're doing is connecting the world through the blockchain. Knox Wire, speeding up international finance significantly and cutting cash settlement restrictions in half. E-government platform, reducing government costs by as much as 1/16 while increasing transparency and access to services. So what they're essentially proposing here is to have the first blockchain-based government management system. So things like registration data, license data, certification, citizen data, and payment tracking, all in one place on the blockchain for everyone to see and for people to use instantly. And finally, Stratus. So this is their social media solution, and it's a solution devoted to free speech, transparency, and user data privacy. So you can see, guys, like, they have their work cut out for them for sure. As we scroll down, we can see their entire roadmap from launch in 2017 right the way up to today. And I just wanted to bring your attention quickly to Q4 in 2019, which was the start of a load of African country initiatives. So we'll park that just for now, but we'll come back to that later in the video. This is a really cool chart here to show their comparison against other currencies. And I mean, they don't hold back, do they? And I think it's fair to say that they back themselves. Really cool though, really cool. Here we go, they're the fastest and claim to be the most private. Moving on, we'll look at their partner page. Now, this page confused me slightly. I think what they're trying to show here is that they work with a range of different companies who have adopted their technology, but I'm not quite sure on that one. And I'm not afraid to say that I don't understand. A lot of this I didn't understand to start with, and it's taken me some time. But anyone that's able to shine some light on this, I mean, this company here is saying that you can simply walk into a store and buy crypto using cash. Aircoins are about kind of augmented reality where you can walk around and trade with others and drop your currencies, pick up currencies. Not quite sure. Bitfi is a wallet. Vimana, this is like aerial vehicles on the blockchain. Africa Development Funding Group. It's like an investment group, I guess. Sovereign Union. These guys are the coolest of these partners listed. I'll show you a quick glimpse of their website and what they do. Essentially what these guys are trying to do is establish e-government technologies in over 25 countries in the Pacific. So if we just scroll down and quickly breeze through these, I know this is a bit of a sidetrack, but it's super cool. I just wanted to give it 30 seconds. E-identity, digital identity and citizenship, land registry, self-determination, passport through the Sovereign Union, printed passport. Our mission is to empower sovereign tribes and indigenous communities with blockchain technologies designed in alignment with their ancestral values. That's one of the cool, that gives me goosebumps. That's one of the coolest things I've come across. So I've stuck a pin in this and I'm going to keep track and hopefully bring you guys updates on what these guys are all about. But that's the coolest partner. I'd be shouting about that a little bit more if I were them, as opposed to putting it last after aerial vehicles. Maybe that's your bag. So what do Apollo claim that they're all about? Solutions that solve the unsolvable. They're looking to develop these solutions in one single universal ecosystem and maintain a lead in government, commercial and blockchain products through aggressive research and development, utilizing the most experienced and innovative software engineers on the earth. And a couple of other bits I wanted to highlight here, which are Apollo Fintech is determined to be the most accessible company in finance. And in my opinion, you can only really do this through blockchain. So when we go back to the other fintech companies that are existing at the moment, unless these guys really do make strides in adopting blockchain technology, I do think that gives Apollo a good chance here. And there are other reasons why I think that as well, which I'll go into. Lastly, Apollo Fintech was created to shape the world of finance and the way governments are managed. So they're really looking to become a global infrastructure for the way that we manage our localized and global economies. Better you than me. Not easy. Not easy. So, bandana's off to you, sir. Apollo have also created the world's first growth coin. What is a growth coin? So a growth coin, as they claim, is essentially the best of stable coins, investment coins, and cryptocurrencies all packaged into one. And you can see that here, as they say, GSX offers the asset backing of a stablecoin, the growth of a cryptocurrency, and the periodic bonuses of an investment coin, combining all the best elements in cryptocurrency into one secured coin. Again, a video here I recommend you look through. This is probably my 7.5 time looking through this video, trying to get to grips with it. But you can purchase this GSX coin now. The store of value against GSX is against real assets like mines and gold and any of the distributed supply that's untouched. They burn 50% of. So whatever you invest, your value goes up. It's secure. Even if Apollo was to go bankrupt, that you would still get your coins back, you would still get your value back because they're backed against real commodities. Again, this kind of thing's over my head. It's not the kind of thing that excites me. So hopefully I've gone a ways to just giving an intro to that. I don't want to claim to be an expert on this stuff because I'm really not. It's not the stuff that gets me going. But there's loads of information on it. You can have a little look. All the benefits are here, and that's about all I have to say about that. So just to have a little bit of a dig into their white paper here, they mention that the more efficiently a company uses information resources, the less their associated cost becomes. So if a company can efficiently use information, then their costs come down. They go on to say that at the same time, with the growth of the scale of the company, the amount of information used increases significantly. So their interconnection and channels of use are becoming more complex. All this leads to a significant increase in transaction costs and a decrease in effectiveness for the companies. So they say that a possible solution for this is DLT, or distributed ledger technology. However, until that time that these DLTs were introduced, there was no single platform for multiple applications. So that to me is really at the heart of what Apollo are trying to do here. So the Apollo DLT platform, and in particular Apollo Fintech, are a universal solution for a wide range of applications that will be considered in this document. So Apollo Fintech is a fintech company established with the goal of being a world leader in financial technology on the consumer, corporate, and governmental levels. Again, like, good on them. Like, they are really going for it. If you like ambitious projects, if you like world-changing projects, then Apollo could be a really, really good project to start looking into. So they boast their current accomplishments here, being the first company to release database sharding, which we've spoken about, the first to develop adaptive forging and staking. This is just a quicker and more advanced way of processing. I struggle to find a lot of information on this, so I'm struggling to get my head around the adaptive forging part of things. So anyone that's got some information on that, please do share. But essentially, what I see here from a macro point of view is that they've essentially got the infrastructure here to be rolling out and to be acting upon their goals as a company, which is to be the world leader in financial technology, economic currencies, and governmental systems, not to mention social media, etc., etc. So just in case they didn't have enough to do. So they go on into their white paper. The white paper is actually really interesting here. If you do like what you hear, I really recommend you dig deeper into this because they've got everything in this white paper in terms of what they're looking to do. So here you can see government products, commercial solutions, consumer solutions. So they're looking at the whole package here. So again, looking to simplify government process, increase government revenue, reduce crime, eliminate tax evasion, identity theft, bring complete control back to government executives. So it's almost like a decentralized, centralized platform. Now, how that works and how that will look, I'm not 100% sure. We shall see. But I do think their intentions are good here. I think essentially what they're trying to do is slip out all the old financial processes and systems and governmental systems that are in place at the moment and slip in blockchain. So it's such a tech company. They're really about their tech. And as we've seen before, they've got some really, really good technology. So that bodes well for a company like this. So just to touch upon their bank transfer system a little bit more, because essentially this is what underpins pretty much everything in terms of finance is transferring money, right? So they talk about blockchain being the safest way to run any financial platform because it ensures absolute security and immutability. Until now, however, blockchain has not been an option because of sustainability and speed limitations. Apollo is the only blockchain on the market with true sustainability. Revolutionary technologies, etc., etc., etc. These are the sharding, forging, have made it not only the fastest, but the safest. So they do a quick comparison to Visa, who can take 15 to 30 seconds to process a transaction and is capable of processing 1,700 transactions per second. Apollo, however, is up to 30 times faster with a transaction speed of sub 2 seconds. And on the blockchain, will soon be capable of more than 1 million transactions per second, which is nearly 588 times the processing power of Visa. They talk about their national currency system. Again, sorry, I'm probably deep diving this white paper a little too much just now. It is just so interesting and rich of information. And it's just, yeah, I really, if you are going to look at any white papers, this is one to look at because their scope is so broad and their ideas are so revolutionary. So do check this one out, guys. Forgot to go through this, but going back to the adaptive forging thing, trying to kind of make sense of it. This month, Apollo Foundation launched adaptive forging. This was back in 2018, I believe, which revolutionizes blockchain tech by eliminating wasteful, non-stop block creation. So instead of normal blockchain, which continually creates blocks, adaptive forging are only creating blocks and forged when a transaction occurs. So just basically a really efficient way of working the blockchain. That's how I see it. I might be wrong, let me know. So moreover, resources can be focused where they are most needed, making the chain hyper efficient. So that's a bit more on that. As we dig a little bit deeper, we look here to see that Apollo currency is a direct competitor of the top 20 cryptocurrencies on the market, incorporating nearly every feature of those 20 and combining them all into one decentralized platform. Furthermore, Apollo is currently one of the fastest cryptocurrencies in the market, which we've seen, if not the fastest, with a settlement time of 1 to 2 seconds, which we've seen, and more features than the top 20 fine. Database can grow to unlimited sizes due to the groundbreaking technologies incorporated into it, including sharding, adaptive forging, node time synchronization, and more. So another element of this unlimited size growth that they talk about, and you'll probably find that they explain this much better on the video on their webpage, but essentially they have this thing called Arc, which is unlimited file storage. So in traditional decentralized file storage, you have a main server, so it's not truly decentralized. But through their technology, this is decentralized architecture, and yeah, essentially they cut the cost of storage from traditional values of around $6 to 80 cents. All the features of that are on that video, as I said, but that's just a quick overview. Arc, unlimited file storage. Thumbs up from Crypto Nutrition. Apollo, apart from being one of the first sustainable blockchains on Earth, has more technological innovations than any current top 10 cryptocurrency. So again, they're a technology company, guys. They're a fintech company. And it looks like they have the foundation to really start challenging that huge space. So like I said, guys, peg this part of the roadmap, Apollo Africa. They have a huge focus on the development of Africa. It seems to have popped up in a number of places. And that makes me quite bullish. And I'll tell you why. In this report, if Africa sustains and accelerates structural reforms, some believe the continent can emulate China's rapid rise of the last 50 years. McKinsey predicts $5.6 trillion in African business opportunities by 2025. So Apollo are actually looking at the future, not only of finance, but of development in the world. So, you know, if they can have a percentage of this $5.6 trillion African business opportunity, that would be cool. So I wanted to have a quick look at this chart here, which essentially shows Africa's GDP growth, and it's above the world average. So the orange bars represent Africa's world growth. The lower dotted line, the red dotted line, represents emerging and developing economies, not including Africa, China, or India. And the bar just above that, I think it's like dark blue, that represents the world. So you can see since 2019, the gap between Africa's GDP growth and the rest of the world has been going up, which is really cool to see. You know, 20, 30 years ago, there were people that were saying, Africa will never become a global power, and I completely disagree, and all the figures that are coming out now are starting to show that. So start taking note, because Apollo are starting to really dig in there. And we can see another use case posted a day ago from Apollo themselves. Apollo Fintech meets with Zambia government officials. CEO Stephen McCullough Also distributed COVID relief supplies during late Feb, trip to Zambia, etc, etc, etc. So yeah, they look like they're really focused on Africa, which is a space to watch. So how do we categorize them? It's really difficult to say. They're on Crypto Slate as a privacy coin, and they are currently ranked at number 23. But I've looked into a lot of these guys above them, and they're really not that comparable, which again is quite a bullish sign. You know, they're kind of separating themselves. I mean, if anyone knows anyone doing something similar, please do shout me and let me know. But I can't really see anyone with the same kind of ambition and scope and technology as Apollo. So it's really, really cool. So let's have a look at their CoinGecko. Big up CoinGecko. So currently sitting at a dramatically low market cap, 24 million. And they're a fintech company. A huge opportunity there in my opinion, sitting at rank 536. Such a low cap. And, you know, their chart, it looks bullish to me. It looks bullish to me. There's nothing too dramatic going on here. Maybe there will be some more data that we're missing here, but, you know, nothing too dramatic here, which spells that they may be yet to experience their parabolic growth. They're yet to see what they could reach. Maybe this has something to do with the fact that they are so ambitious. You know, maybe people do want to see more use cases in their local jurisdictions. You know, they are focused on Africa and developing the world, which actually for me is more of a use case. You know, I want to see these kind of things happening and trying to bring other countries into global economies where they don't have the infrastructure. So that's cool for me. But yeah, I like the look of this chart. And let's have a little look on TradingView and just see on a more micro sense what's going on here. So they have obviously experienced parabolic growth recently and had a decent retracement back down here. Anyone knows what this is about, please let me know. They obviously went up to challenge the 2.618, but very unlikely given that dramatic growth there. So they obviously, given the dumps of the market, you could expect them to come back down. And they seem to have consolidated quite nicely around this 0.786. They don't look like they're going to drop much below that, which is the 0.0013 level. And look, this is their local high back in November 2020. So they look like they're trading around here. And let's see. I mean, look, it looks like they're probably going to close this line above that level. Maybe just, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. This chart doesn't have enough information for me to really make an assumption of where I think it's going to go. The only thing I can say is that looking at the bigger picture, I do think there is scope for this coin to grow. So if you like the project and you like what they're trying to do here, then as I always say, if you love the project, there is no bad time to buy. That's not financial advice. That's my opinion. That's how I look at things. If I love something, I'm going to go for it. So guys, hopefully, I've done a good job there at trying to give you an introduction into Apollo. Really difficult coin to cover. Probably the most difficult coin I've covered yet. This is the longest video in terms of the raw video file that I've done so far. So this is going to take a lot of editing, and I think I'm going to be up quite late tonight because I've done 2 coins already today, trying to keep up with the requests here. So yeah, hopefully you got some utility out of that. Thank you, Kanda Ahmed, for your comment and being the 82nd subscriber. You're the man. If you're watching this and you like what you see, please do hit that like button. You really do help us push the channel forward. And if you like what you see as well, hit the subscribe button. I'm always looking to communicate with people. I'll always try and respond to every comment. And what I'm trying to do here is build a community whereby you can ask me something and I can give you a video like I did today, like I've done in the past. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Thanks guys.